Okay, so this is my friend's 2015 WR250f. I'm selling it on behalf of him. He lives in Auckland and doesn't have very much garaging, so the bike lives at my place up here in Northland, and that's where he does all his riding. So I also do all the maintenance on the bike. So it has got just over 3,000, I'll check in a moment, but over 3,000 Ks on the clock. I think it's about 3,500. The current owner has had it since 1,500 kilometres. Had two previous owners who had ridden only 1,500, and they were sort of older guys in their 50s who just used it for trail riding and spent probably most of its time in the shed. So my mate, he's early 50s as well, probably been riding for about 6 or 7 years, and he's selling because he's really enjoyed this bike, but he's actually stepped up to something a bit faster and bigger now. A KTM 350. So yeah, it has to go. Anyway, very little has been done to the bike, and the time that he's had it, all we've had to do is pretty much replace a battery. Virtually everything else on it is still original. So just going over it, the front tyre is, I believe, is one of the originals. It is probably starting to get a little bit perished, and it's fallen away a bit there, so it's probably going to need a new tyre at some stage. As far as the brakes go, very good. There's still plenty of, probably about a good 4 mils left on the actual brake pads in there. Oil seals, no leaks, never have leaked, all still very good. Brakes work nicely. There is no play in the wheels, so no bearing movement at all. And that's the same with the steering bearings, so they're all good as well. Right, so as far as the engine goes, hasn't needed any work. It's had an oil change every 500 to 600 kilometres, and that includes doing the oil filter at the same time. The oil that we use is the Motul fully synthetic. So I'm also maintaining a fleet of YZ250s, so I pretty much just buy all the same oil and filter for them. So as you can see, you know, it's been really well kept. After every ride, it's washed down with CT18 and then Moto Muck, and normally CRC and silicon. So that side of it's really in good nick. Comes with a fan as well. Air filter cleaned after every single ride. Plastics, etc. You know, a few odd little marks, little scratches in them, which is to be expected for a bike that's done 3,000 kilometres, 3,500 Ks, which I think, I don't have a Yamaha, what do they call it, a Yamaha hour meter, or the Yamaha, whatever they call it. I haven't got one of those available to me to plug it in, but I'd say it's probably done around about 60 hours if you're working at an average of about 45 Ks an hour. Okay, so just a bit more of a close-up of the engine there. It's still very good. Just a little bit of wear, just rub marks from the bike. The chain and sprocket still not too bad. Still not a lot of movement in there. No kinks in the chain. Probably a good 3,000 Ks worth. You'd easily get another 2,000 or 3,000 out of that chain, I'd say. Rear tyre is kind of average. It is a DOT tyre, so road legal, but it's getting a little bit frayed down there now, but still, you know, still good for a trail rider. And that's probably about that on that side. As far as linkages and wheel bearings go, just zero movement in there. It's all really quite good. So it is road legal. It was first road registered in 2016, and I think it has pretty much been on hold ever since then. In order to get a warrant of fitness for it, it will need a horn. You need to put the indicators back on. I've got the mirrors in a box there somewhere. but quite happy to get that road registered or get a warrant of fitness back on the bike if needed. Just have a quick look at the speedo there. So 3,879 kilometres, sorry. Okay, and starting up, she starts up pretty good first time every time. Yeah, so viewing is in Bream Bay. If you'd like to have a look, it's just a case of giving me a phone call so we can sort that one out. As far as transport goes, I can easily get it to Auckland for a pickup there. Further down the line, I think in early May, I've got a trip which I go from Whangarei, Auckland, Tokoroa, Rotorua to Gisborne, and then back again. So we could arrange a drop off down there too if a deal is struck. And look, that's about it for here.